boys and girls. I'm going to review the Bacchanal Buffet, and sit down, sit tight. This is going to be $70, 70 and a few cents. This because, and this is lunchtime, and this because, well, it is because it's 2:15, and this because they said it's a holiday top-up in terms of costs, which is strange because we're not actually, it's midweek and we're away from any significant holidays, but it's just a holiday month. There is a holiday this month, and so it's just become a holiday period. And I mean, I'm being a bit sarcastic, but it is. Basically, the holiday will take place next week, but this week there should be no holiday, but we are still considered as holiday season or whatever. And so now the price has gone from 45 plus tax to 70 something dollars, which is huge, incredibly expensive, really expensive. Now we came here with buffet pass, which is $50 roughly. But of course you have to top it up if you want to eat at Bacchanal. And for lunch, wait for it, our top up was $35 per person. That's a lot of money. So, unless you eat crab legs all the way through, which I do not do, I don't think it's possible for you to make your money, to eat your money's worth at Bacchanal. Having said that, you come for the experience, which is a lovely, lovely looking buffet. If you're lucky to sit near the pool area, it's beautiful, but it is really well made, beautiful all the way through. Things are well presented. Now, but it is, if you're thinking money-wise, definitely not your money's worth, although you may be able to get some sort of coupons, and I talk about that on top-buffet.com. Now, as I say, you can do the buffet pass, and I talk about how to best strategize that pass on top-buffet.com. Okay, I'm going to review the dishes now. And as I just walk towards the buffet area, the stations, I'm going to talk about, well, let's just start from what probably is the most popular section, which is, of course, oysters, crab legs. They're coming. And now you see the mountains of people trying to get this food. There you go. See, Pacific oysters on the half shelf. Can you see it? And then you've got your crab legs, snow and king. See? Okay.
You see?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So now you got to see those. Chilled tiger prawns. Okay, feel free. All it takes is a second, doesn't it? And then we've got sea snails. Really difficult to show you. And then they were crab claws. Thank you. Then oyster shooters. Now, it was very difficult to talk in that section because, you know, everybody's just super crowding that section. Chupino, which is a fish seafood based soup, was very flavorful. They're always heavy. They're always heavy though, the dishes here. Seafood paella was very well done. Flavorful, the texture was good, the flavor was good. Green lipped mussels, can you see them? Lobster bisque, which is no more. Fancier salmon, which was very well cooked, but they took it away. I mean, it's finished. They are coming soon. Look, you see, he's preparing it there. See that? They're very good. Very well cooked, delicate, slightly undercooked maybe, but it was actually fine. And here, for brunch, you had egg, let's say Florentine, but they were not Florentine because it was poached eggs with lobster bisque, but there's nothing now. And what they will come out, well, what they will have soon is soft shell crab. And this is what happens in this section, you know, they refill them constantly, but in small doses, so that the food is relatively, generally rather fresh. Okay, so I want to show you what it looks like from this section. See? And now I want to show you again these pan-seared salmon, which was very well made. Okay. Oh, now I can talk because it was crazy over there. Okay, now this is the unhealthy section. There's not much of it. French fries, I have to tell you, they were really perfectly made. Texture, the oil was light, it wasn't used 1,000 times, it wasn't used and reused. Macaroni and cheese. And then some of you will like, it says this, but it's not. But some of you have asked me to show you this rotisserie section very well, more than, you know, like they've asked me to stay longer on this section, so I will. Though it's very difficult because of the crowd. There you go. And I just want to show you this section if I can. And it's amazing how nice people have been. But the labeling is pretty bad because dishes get changed all the time. So there's your mashed potato and your baked beans. I can get that far. They were here all the time. But this is, I suppose, also buco. I think. Show you. To me, it's just too barbaric. Sorry, guys, but some of you would love it. Potato salad, cranberry sauce, and various sauces. Now, and butter. This is butter. Minestrone, an Italian style. Look, can you see it? It's a homemade, so it's well worth trying. Clam chowder, a bit too creamy, but they're all very well, the flavors are really well achieved, I suppose I can say that. Tomato bisque was really delicious, a bit too creamy for my taste, but really the flavor was good. Mushroom soup, excellent flavor. And various toppings for the Mexican dishes, which you have a big section of, and these, of course. See how crazy it is? I mean, some of you will say, well, why are you just focusing on things like soups? Well, because I don't make them at home that good anyway. And other types of food, I think anybody can have at home. So personally, I try to have something a bit more gourmet when I come here. Beef birria, Spanish rice, pozole, and this very popular tacos section with chicken, carne asada, and al pastor, made to order. Now, I've always said, oh, let me show you this whilst I talk to you. And I want to show the area where I was sitting, which was delightful. All areas are nice, but some better than others. And if you're lucky, you might actually get to sit close to the pools, which I think is much nicer because it's nice to be able to see the, a bit of sky, I suppose. So I just show you roughly where I was. My table has been just redone and given to somebody else. I was right here. I'm not here right now, but it's nice. You see, can you just do you have an idea that of the pool area just in front of you, and then this lovely glass work, and then you've got the dessert section, which I'll tell you about later. But there's more that I want to show you. So last time I was here, see, the question is, Bacchanal or not Bacchanal? Because it is such an expensive buffet. And I end up eating here every time just because I want to have the experience. And then, of course, more importantly, it's because I want to review it for you. Well, I'll show you a different section, a bit darker. I think it's important to review Bacchanal because some consider this the best buffet in Vegas. I don't think it is, but it is certainly very, very high up there. Last year when I came here, and I came here 2 or 3 times, it really had gone downhill a little bit. But it's, I don't know if it's because it's so expensive due to the holiday quote-unquote period, but every single dish I have had was very well made, with the exception of the fact that I think they're still too heavily made. It's too much cream, too much butter, too many oils, and I think it's because the idea, and this is just my opinion, is that they fill you up and you don't eat quite so much. Now what I like is this. Look at how pretty this is. You've got sparkling water, fresh fruit infused. Please go ahead. Nice people. And then agua de horchata, and then agua de sandia, which is nice. It just gives you a little bit of touch of class. And then you've got champechana, seafood cocktail, which is what the lady's serving herself with. And then you have mojito slaw, like coleslaw, basically. But it was the texture was good, it was well made. And shikama salad. So, actually, if you don't mind, oh no, I don't think I can do that. This is the darkest section and I like it the least. But still, you gotta sit somewhere. And then there is this section here near the Asian section. Now, as I was saying, everything has been well cooked this time. This is the Italian section, very small. But, okay, I'll start from here. Meatballs, beef and pork. Then you've got rigatoni carbonara, which is badly spelled, it's carbonara. And these were actually well cooked because the pasta was not overcooked as it always is in buffets, but it actually was perfectly cooked. And the potato gnocchi alla genovese, which means that there is a bit of pesto in them, was also good. And grilled farm vegetable, this time it's asparagus. When I was eating it was more boring green beans, so I would have rather had these. But it was all well cooked actually, of course super heavy, but well cooked and well flavored, seasoned and so forth. I don't know what's going on here because, oh yes, I'll tell you what it is. Here you don't see anything, but I'll try and show you. You can order your steamed crab legs. If you didn't have enough crab legs, you can have steamed crab legs here. See? No, it's okay, thank you. Then meat lovers pizza, Chicago style, very flavorful. Truffle and mushrooms, it was good. And the standard pepperoni pizza, 4-cheese pizza, and grilled flatbread, and very nice toppings, hummus and so forth, with different types of olives. It was good, it was good. Baba ganoush and so forth. Melted butter, I presume. And here you've got watermelon, you know, dressed up a little bit. It was very nice. I would rather have just straight up watermelon. But here I don't really know, it's just a little bit of a delicacy, you know, something different. They've moved things around, they often move things around a little bit. But as you can see, this buffet feasts your eyes as well. Now olive oil, of course, and they say extra virgin too. I don't know if it's actually put in any of the dishes, but it looks good. I don't think so, I don't think it's in the dishes, but that's just my opinion. Caesar salad, it's okay, it's okay. Yogurt, which wasn't there before, but it's here and it's appreciated. And I wanted to tell you something about what's here. What was here at brunch, but it's been taken away. Actually, I'm going to do it now before I forget. In the Mexican section, you remember the one I showed you just after the tacos. So this section here. There you go. There you had just the station that you see in front of me. There, for brunch, you had freshly squeezed orange juice. And unlike previous times where it was actually, in my opinion, just sugared water with some, it wasn't freshly squeezed orange juice basically. But this time I asked and they said that it was freshly squeezed, and I tasted it and I could definitely taste the pulp, which is nice. I cannot guarantee, I didn't see it being squeezed, but they say it's done somewhere else, but nonetheless it might be a mix of pasteurized or freshly squeezed, a mix, but it was very enjoyable. The orange juice was very enjoyable, but it was only for brunch and now it's been taken away. And you have these again, which they had for early breakfast, but then they were taken away for lunch and now for dinner, or well, not really dinner, but they've brought these back and they've taken away the orange juice. It's all a bit confusing. Then you've got your deli meats. See if I can give you a good look. Your cheeses. Then you had exotic grains of butternut squash, a good idea, but not really flavorful at all. Brussels and kale, healthy idea, but what I did, I mixed them with the curry sauce, which is further down. Apple Waldorf, and tomato and shiso salad. I mean, they have made an effort. Usually Bacchanal has really got nothing healthy at all to offer, in my opinion, but this time they've actually got something. Tomato greens, Italian greens, but it's not true at all. There's nothing Italian about these greens because we do not put strawberries in our salad. Frise and arugula salad. Can you see it? Spinach Waldorf salad. Spinach. And then you've got some of these which you can add to the soup section, which I'm about to show you. This here you can have udon, Vietnamese pho, tonkotsu ramen, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, Singapore laksa and miso soup. Now the Singapore laksa soup, I really enjoyed it. It was flavorful, it was a bit spicy, not too spicy. You can add more spice if you want. And you can add seafood and stuff, all these ingredients that you can see, you can ask them and they can add them for you. What I do is just get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So my battery died, so let's just restart very briefly. So I showed you the various types of soups that you can order. So you can ask whatever topping you want, ingredient. You can have meat or fish, and c'est la vie, like he's doing right now. And so as I say, some of them are really nice. You've got, of course, your miso soup. But try, if you like spicy, try the Singapore laksa, this one. It's really delicious. Now, hot and sour soup, here you've got your pre-made soups. It was different at brunch, for brunch, but they've changed it. They change it all the time. So, hot and sour soup, kung pao shrimp, rice noodles. Oh, I love these. Unfortunately, when I was here just like half an hour ago, when I was eating here, they didn't have these. So they had a different type of noodles. They had a really thin one, Singapore noodles. There you go, very flavorful. So I expect that this is just as good. The flavors are really good here. This time they've been good. Is it still is it the best buffet in Vegas? As I said, I would not say so, just because the price is so high that, I mean, really. But of course, you know, in terms of, if you forget about how expensive it is a very good buffet. And although, for example, the sushi section fluctuates a lot. When I was eating just about an hour ago, they had a better variety of sushi than what they have now. Although I suspect these ones are very good. They look really good. There you go. I'm letting people wait. So, you know, the ones in the middle are run-of-the-mill, and I don't expect that when I'm paying, say, $70, but so I expect the best of the best, given that you just cannot eat that much. So, but it was a bit of a taste feast when they had the really good ones out. But those ones that the gentleman is helping himself with, they're quite tasty too, very tasty. Soba with soy, tuna poke. Can you see it at all? And salmon poke. There you go. Can you see it at all? I hope so. Seaweed salad was very flavorful, and it was delicate more than anything else. Edamame. And let me show you this section a little bit. This is another dark section, but very tastefully decorated. So it's actually quite large in terms of dining area, sitting area, I mean. The stations, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say, definitely it's not the biggest buffet in Vegas by any means, but it gives you a sense of how big it is, mainly because of the layout. It makes you think that it's probably bigger than it is. Nonetheless, you have plenty of choices. Char siu pork. This is the Chinese or Asian section. Beijing duck. Dried pork. Well, it's not really, is it? It's pork belly. It's pork belly, isn't it? Look at it. And then chicken wings. Here you've got your various buns. See the names? Pork dumplings. And let me show you one. You see that one that fell? No, it's not my fault. There you go. I have to really be fast because they are super hot and I almost burned my hands. So watch out. I mean, theoretically, if you could stay here longer than 2 hours, you could really enjoy a lot of variety if you didn't mind the immense amount of calories and fat that you're going to eat. Potato starch noodles, it doesn't get any heavier than that. Stir-fry fish, so they say, but does it look like that? No, this is not stir-fry fish, is it? Yes, stir-fry fish with black bean sauce, theoretically. Spring vegetables, beef and broccoli, and other steamed vegetables. Thank you. So this is it. And I think meat eaters will love it. I always say that meat eaters will love the Bacchanal Buffet. There are plenty of meat options and not that many fish options, in my opinion. I usually prefer fish, and frankly, I don't think there's enough at all. It's really concentrated on meat. I guess it's cheaper. But maybe some people like it more. I want to show you these again. I think they're lovely. I mean, the labeling could be a lot better, but I have seen very bad labeling throughout this trip of mine. Let's hope it gets better. I want to see if there's anything different from before, because between my battery dying and me recharging this, getting the charger that I had left in the room, some time went by, and about half an hour, and I thought that things might be different. For example, grilled octopus with white beans. There you go, that's what you have. which is a delicacy. So you do have something different, some specialty that one may think justifies, or at least should justify, the incredible price tag of $70 round right now. Because, as I said, it's supposedly we are in a holidays period, though this week there are no holidays at all. So with that, there is a little bit of a price hike. Well, a little bit of a price hike, because it's expensive even on regular days. But I talk about prices in much more detail on top-buffet.com. Now this was different. It wasn't here just half an hour ago. They primarily had another pasta dish, or none at all. Braised ossobuco, and again it's badly spelled, whatever, with risotto mezzo secco, which means ossobuco with semi-dry risotto rice. That's a meat with its own bone still. Not my favorite, but then the animal is dead. Okay, so as I said to you earlier, and I really want to, can you see that? You see that little remnants of juice? Okay, that's hibiscus. Oh, I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but hibiscus juice. And here on this side, they would have the orange juice. Not a lot in quantity, that I mentioned to you earlier, and it was very nice. But it's so disappointing that for dinner, when the prices are even higher, there is no such thing. So you may have to come. If you really want orange juice, you have to come earlier. Now there you go. For those who really don't mind death on their plate, I think it's quite gross. Ranchero beans and pork chili verde, but as I say, the animal's dead anyway. I do try all the dishes that I wouldn't eat at home, and I do it so that I can give you more of a comprehensive review. For example, I try pozole, which I wouldn't eat at home just because I'm not that much of a meat eater, as you know. But everything really was very well prepared, and so in terms of the flavors and the way that dishes are cooked, as I said to you earlier, briefly summarizing, I would say it's a good buffet. I would say it's a very good buffet. I wish they were a bit easier on the creams. I really like that. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And I wish there were more fish options. There are very few fish options, although you see the seafood section, which is the first section, obviously has a lot of seafood, and therefore I think the argument is that there's plenty there, and therefore you do not need, that's quite funny, you do not need additional type of fish. But this is really good. This is one of my favorite if you're into fish, pansy or salmon. Escargot in Gilroy garlic soup and soft shell crab. Did I show you before? I don't think I did, so I wanted to show you now. But as you know, there is plenty of seafood, and I showed you earlier, so I'm not really in a rush to go to show you all over again. But so there is plenty of seafood, though in terms of, as I say, a fish dish, a straight up fish dish, not much. There's a lot of meat. So I'm going to leave you showing you the seafood section again, which is what people get very excited about. And for hours and prices, and things do change a lot depending on when you come over here. But anyway, I talk about that in detail on top-buffet.com. There will be a link on this video, and you can just click on that link and go straight to the page that I'm talking to you about. And if you have any questions, although you're very welcome to post your comments here, but I usually don't reply to them, or I reply very late, like months late. But I do try and reply as often as I can on the comments section on top-buffet.com. And I apologize for the slight delay, but I have been traveling in the last few months, and I really had very little time to get onto the site, but I will now, and I will answer anything funny as well. Okay, I'll leave you with that view. I already showed you the rotisserie section, but just an overall view of this beautiful buffet. And oh no, what about What about the dessert section? No, the dessert section. And if I showed it to you earlier, I'm going to show it to you again. Now I want to show you something that really makes this buffet great. And you know, I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but when the dessert is good, I actually love eating it. So here you've got cheesecake, and it's in my opinion, the best cheesecake that I have had in any buffet. Chocolate mousse. Oh, I don't know if they still have what I really love. I'll show you if they have it. Oh yes, they do. Bit of fruit. This to me is the best piece of cake of the whole buffet here, which is the chocolate lava cake. It is absolutely delicious. If you're lucky enough to actually taste it when it's just freshly coming out hot in terms of temperature, it's absolutely divine.
I've heard you say it's the best cake in here.
Oh, please, and don't hold me accountable for it.
Oh, I will. I definitely will.
It is delicious. You will love it.
I don't doubt it.
So it really is a delicious cake. Sticky buns and Chinese egg tart. I really love the dessert section here. There are some things that are pretty average, but other things are pretty good. Pain au chocolat. I would love this if it were heated up, or if you could just heat it up. I guess it would just be too complicated. White chocolate coconut cookies. I mean, you really do have a very good variety. I did not see much sugar-free at all. Just a couple of things, and that was it. So far, I haven't seen anything, otherwise I would have told you. Blueberry muffins, banana walnut muffins, carrot pecan muffins, which are not here. And then other things that are not labeled, but you can work it out for yourself. It's pretty much the same as before. The dessert section doesn't really change a lot. I really liked these fruit. Pineapple, melons, and watermelon. And this watermelon was the best I have had of any buffets, though I haven't been at Aria yet this time, but I will. Gelato, which is lovely assortments. I heard the pistachio was excellent, but I mean, I think the mango banana was excellent. But I think really I love it. The problem is that by the time I get to this section, I'm so stuffed that I don't enjoy it as much as I should. So, you know, the higher end buffets will have the gelato, which is a higher end type of ice cream. And as well as the regular ice cream. And here, flan, strawberry shortcake. Oh, wow. Oh, the tiramisu, which was okay, you know, it was good, but it wasn't the spice of it all wasn't there. Rice pudding, lemon meringue, exotic fruit panna cotta, matcha cream cake, carrot cake. There was something else earlier on that I haven't seen. It seems to have been taken away. I think the carrot cake has come instead. Vanilla creme brulee. Yeah, I think it's gone. It was a hazelnut cake with hard chocolate on the outside. It was pretty delicious. White chocolate mousse and cheesecake. You see it? And then of course you've got the ingredients for the crepe, which unfortunately is like this banana as opposed to real banana, which that's the reason. I mean, just far too much sugar for me. Whipped cream, that was whipped cream. Oh my God, I'm showing you my finger. Whipped cream. And banana foster, mango, and mixed berry, but it's all coming from a tin of some sort, and that is so disappointing. I really like it when it's fresh fruit, and I expect for $70 they should have it. Although I suppose the process of making so I was saying, although I think the process of making a crepe with real fruit would be a bit more complex. You'd have to actually make sure that it be cooked. So I actually eat that in any. I had a real fruit crepe at a variety of markets in Bangkok, out of all places, and it was delicious. But you know, this is a buffet in Las Vegas, so let's not expect. Well, maybe we should expect for $70. Raspberry mousse, apricot tapioca, which is not here. So, you know, I mean, the label is good enough. It's average, nothing precise. Lemon cookies, chocolate chip cookies, lemon cookies, and other cookies that are unlabeled. So yeah, a couple of things are not here for dinner. They were here earlier for lunch or brunch. But all in all, it's still excellent. I love the dessert section here as much as I love the one at Wynn. But I really think this is pretty good. Now, it's really dark. If it looks dark, believe me, it really is dark. It gives you, the music is exceptional. It's like chill lounge type of music. And, isn't that sweet? And chill lounge, and it makes you want to stay here for a lot longer than you can. You have really a limit of 2 hours, and believe me, it's not enough. Okay, guys. It's festive, isn't it? Okay, guys. Any question, as I said, ask them on top-buffet.com. So you are very welcome to post comments. And I'm going to leave you with this shot just so that you can pretend to be here. Now, thank you for watching this. Thank you for your comments. I apologize for the ads, but I had to include them, otherwise I couldn't put my links anymore. But feel free to, as I say, post any comments and ask any questions on top-buffet.com, which is where I will put prices. And why do I do that? Because prices get updated a lot. There are a lot of updates on hours and prices, especially for other buffets, but even this one in terms of hours. Okay, guys, see you there. Bye-bye from Jules at top-buffet.com. Bye-bye.